Hi, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, and we have a very, very special, super mega awesome guest today. It's Tracy Sweeney. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, how
Welcome.
are you? Thank you.
Now, if you're not familiar with Tracy, and if you're a KelbyOne member, of course, you are familiar with Tracy, but if you're not a KelbyOne member, Tracy is literally the world's most awesome newborn children and family photographer. Not just an amazing photographer, an amazing teacher, just an amazing person. Oh my gosh, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, Tracy was kind enough to do a members-only webcast today. Our topic today for the members-only webcast, this is for KelbyOne Pro members. The webcast was 5 tips for increasing your sales after the shoot. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it was lights out awesome. She had so much great stuff. Today here on The Grid, we are doing blind photo critiques. Mm-hmm. We've asked folks to send us lots of images, and we're going to get right to it. Before we do, let me just get my images up because we've got some good images today. Before we start, this is really important. Today is Juan's birthday. It is Juan's birthday. All right, so it's a very special day, and we're of course, we want to sing Juan happy birthday. So here we go. It's happy birthday time. Are you guys going to sing? Here we go. Up, Kuna's bringing a cake. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Juan. Happy birthday to you. Woo! All right. You got to blow out your candles and all that. Sorry, Juan will have to appear briefly on screen, which pains him to no. There he is. Which pains him to no end. So make a wish, Juan, and don't make a wish that you're not on the grid again. All right.
That's awesome.
All right. Yay! The awesome one. All right. Look at, you're getting lots of happy birthdays. Dalton says happy birthday, Juan. Cheeky Nando, Sarah the Dove Lady, happy birthday, Juan. All right. Well, all right. Hey, Jeff says, look, I made 2 live webcasts in one day. All right, Jeff, we're glad to have you here again. And Andrew's here from Otley, UK. Carl's here from Quebec. He says, happy birthday, Juan. And Melanie Kern from Villa says, hi, gang. Happy birthday, Juan. So, Deb's here, Carl's here, everybody's, you know what, when it's Juan's birthday, everybody comes out of the woodwork just to celebrate. And so today, we're going to get right to it. So Tracy, you ready?
I am ready.
Now, how do you feel about Juan's birthday?
I'm pretty excited.
Right?
Yeah.
There's like a vibe in the air.
Absolutely.
Okay, you can feel it.
He's excited.
It's
I'm
palpable.
Excited.
Now, I've seen Juan excited. I've seen Juan happy, mad, angry, sad. It looks exactly the same at all times. Fire alarm goes off, Juan, same expression. All right. But you know what? You can count on. He's like steadfast, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's take a look at some images. Hopefully I'm on the right control room and all that. Let me make sure. Oh, there we go. So we're going to look at the 3 images first, and then you can kind of give us your overall thoughts, and then we'll look at some individual images. But I believe that is a baby. Aw. It's a sleepy baby. I don't know if you noticed this, Tracy, but is it just me or do babies sleep a lot?
Well, in the first 14 days of life.
In the first 14 days, they're very sleepy. All right, so what do you think?
So this baby's actually a little older. He can hold her head up. I'll go back and forth with gender. This is lovely. I mentioned this in the webcast earlier. I don't shoot newborns in black and white, but I do adore black and white photos. So I love the eye contact here, the expression. I'm guessing this baby's about 6 months old. That's when they're the most expressive. And it's really darling. I think this is lovely. I would bring down the highlights if I could a bit, coming from the left there.
Yeah, it's a little bright over here. Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at my screen rather than the big screen over there, it's not quite as bad.
Right.
It's a little hot on that side.
Mm-hmm. So, but other than that, as far as the photo itself, the composition, I like some of that negative space to the left there, and that it's not directly center focused. I think it's a really lovely image of a 6-month-old. Certainly something that would be a keepsake for the parents.
Not a 6-month-old.
Not a 6-month-old. This is definitely a newborn. A darling newborn. So I really like this color pop. I love color. Those small light textures juxtaposed against the newborn skin I think are really nice because they don't detract from the newborn. Instead, I'm still focused on the newborn, but it just adds a little bit of color and interest. What I would do in this image that would take this to such a different level would be to shift, and I almost don't know how to articulate this, but to take the baby's head from the left, and I would literally reposition the baby. I'd have to physically, so it's not about the photo or the composition. This would be actually on site, because that would be so much more endearing, because at that point the baby would be propping her or him against his own hands, supporting there, which is really nice, because then you get the full frame, because we're losing the chin here on the baby.
Oh, yeah, I see.
And so it's almost, so that when you have the hands, leading, even though the focus is appropriate, I can see that they were shot with somewhat of a wider aperture because our hand's out of focus, which is fine. I'm not so concerned about that. But instead, if I would just slightly finesse the baby's head to the other side and rest upon the chin, it would take this totally to a new level.
Very good. Great advice. And?
So similar here in that baby's expression is perfect. And sometimes I do this too. Like, I'll be standing above and I'll just take the shot because, oh my gosh, she's smiling. And you just kind of want to capture it, and especially because you can't redo that moment from a child. But what I would do in this image is shoot from above. So if the photographer had perhaps a wider angle lens, that way you could get more of the baby or more of the basket. But the angle here to me is just a little bit more challenging. I do like that at least we're not looking up the baby's nose, but I think I would either rather have all of the basket in the frame or crop in considerably and really do much more of a close-up on the baby. But the skin tones look awesome, which is something I really look for in newborns, and sometimes you do have to manipulate because you have to adjust for skin tones, but the skin tone looks really great here.
But overall, how do we feel? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, right? Very much so.
All right, we're off to a good start.
We
Great
really
insights, though, on the positioning of the baby and the positioning of the photographer. Hey, we have some folks checking in from all over. We have Alan here from oh, I'm so sorry, I'm messing that up. What would you think that was?
Glindy.
There's a lot of letters in there, Alan. You're from Wales. Great. Alan's here from Wales. Stuart's here from a snowy Scotland. Paul's here from Australia. Says, good day from Australia. Jared Poland. Fro is in the house. Jared says, Fro knows. All right, good to have you here, Jared. I think we mentioned Andrew from Otley. Cheeky Nando from Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal, says, we need Juan as a guest. We actually could. Juan would make a great guest. So Juan, of course, is very good at video. He's a great video editor. He's a great cameraman. Juan does it all. But Juan's a very good photographer. And so you should follow Juan on Instagram. Number one, he posts a lot of behind-the-scenes shots. What are you on Instagram, Juan? Underscore first, Juan Alfonso. ALFONSO, right? I want to make sure I spelled it right. Underscore Juan Alfonso. He's got lots of great shots. He shares a lot of his own stuff. You're just up in New York doing a class with Lindsay Adler and Chris Knight and eating delicious New York food. Did you go to Grand Central Station? Did you take pictures there? Everyone's talking about them. I haven't seen them yet, but I will see them tonight.
Great.
All right. And Jock's photo says, this is one birthday I wouldn't miss. Mark's here from Skegness. Good to see you again, Mark. Sazmon's here from Poland, and Deb says, hey, long time no see. Good to have you here. Okay, ready to look at another one?
Absolutely.
The gang's all here. The gang is all here. All right, let's take a look. We have 3 images. Here we go. These are nice. Very cute. But you know what? I'm not an expert at children's photography. If only there was, oh, Tracy's here. What do you think, Trace?
These are great. This is really lovely. I don't know if the styling was intentional, but I love the shorts, the blue and white stripe with the blue shovel. Those are little details that can really make or break a photo if there's just gimmicky things in an image, but there aren't here, so it's really clean for me. I see some light rays coming through from the back. This is really beautiful.
Isn't it?
The horizon line is nice and even against the texture of the sand. Yeah, this is really lovely. So it just makes me smile. And if you can get a reaction from a photo, then you've already
That's just
you're already
so,
off to a
it's
good
just
start.
so cute.
Yeah, that's darling.
It's, and that probably reflects her personality, right?
Exactly.
She's just goofy and
That's
cute.
great. And it's really sweet, a simple. I don't know if she's under a dock or something. If I could help it, I would want more even light, so I don't have the light coming in from the right.
Yeah,
on her
this
face.
little bit of spackle light right over here, and on
Then
her
our
arm
hands.
and her hands. Yeah, full shade would help that, right?
Exactly. And of course, sometimes again, you're just trying to capture the moment, and do we need to worry about that stuff necessarily when we're capturing of our own children? It's about the sentiment. So at large, it looks like a really lovely image of this child, especially her big, pretty eyes.
Boy, she has some nice, big, pretty eyes,
Beautiful.
right? And an aerial headband.
There
So
you
that's.
go. I love that you know that.
I have little kids. Well, I have an 11-year-old. She's not little anymore, but I had very small kids. Do you know how many times I've watched The Little Mermaid? Disney's Cars. I watched Disney's Cars. I watched Barney at
Oh, gosh.
Carnegie Hall more times. This is what they do like if you get caught sneaking into North Korea, they make you watch Barney at Carnegie Hall. It's the worst. So, any advice for this photographer overall?
Is this the same photographer?
This is all same.
Oh, I
photographer.
missed that
Oh yeah,
part.
this is one
Oh.
person. So it's three. Everybody's got three images.
I missed that part entirely. So, I think that the lighting on the third one, just to try and tuck into the shade when possible, so that that light isn't dappling on her face. I love the color pop. If you want to really take this to the next level in editing, certainly I could saturate some selective areas. I would maybe bring out those blues in that background. But then again, that's all stylistic choices, but that's just what I love to do. Same thing here with the sky. You can bring your highlights down just a little bit and then really color pop. And I think that that's what creates
Color pop. I like that.
next level photos
Color
for
pop.
the children.
No, but I think you're making a really good point there, and I love how aware you are of the color and the importance. I really particularly liked your newborn tip, how that when the newborn was on that little knitted purple, it didn't detract from the baby, but it's still added that color pop. Very nicely done. Hey, so we have some more to look at, of course, but we've got some giveaways we're going to be giving away today. Let's take a quick look at what you could win. Now, for those of you who watch all the time, you know what you could win, but we're going to tell you anyway. First off, the greatest tripod replacement in the world. Yes, it is the Platypod Ultra. Every time I mention this, someone goes, I just got one. They're so great. Anyway, we're going to be giving one away today. This is the Kickstarter sensation. You put your ball head on it. Wait a minute. What happened to my Platypod? I keep one here on the set to show it, and it's just missing. Jen's laughing. Did you take it? Because when I need it, I come and take it. Hey, look, Jack Resnicki says he's waving hello. Jack. Jack, do you know Jack?
No.
You got to meet him. Well, you know what? He's one of the greatest. He is a children's photographer.
Oh, really?
He's a commercial photographer in New York City. He does a lot of catalog work and a lot of commercial stuff. He's very, very good. And he's also, and here's a great thing about Jack, for those of you who don't know him, he is an advocate for photographers' rights. So he's always trying to teach photographers how to copyright their work, how to protect their work. There's so much. Jack is the man. And Jack also contacted me this week because the copyright laws are changing for photographers in kind of a crappy, expensive way here in the early next month. I can't tell you the exact date that Jack told me. Sounds like February 6th, February 8th, somewhere in there. They're increasing the amount of money we pay by greatly decreasing the number of images that we can copyright at one time. And they're just generally being governmental. So, of course, we're talking to Jack about doing a guest blog and updating his classes, because he has classes here. Jack's the man. Great photographer and one of the nicest guys. He's one of those guys in this business, when you mention Jack's name, it makes everybody go, I love Jack. He's like Juan. He's like the Juan of New York City. If Juan lived in New York, there'd be two, but there's only one. But speaking of Juan, Melanie Kern-Favilla says Juan is a great photographer. Unsolicited testimony from just a viewer. Jack says I'm blushing. All right, so we're giving away Platypod. We're giving away the accessory kit, which the accessory kit is separate and it's awesome, but you win both, and it's got all kinds of good stuff. And we're going to give away a copy of my flash book. By the way, my flash book, Amazon finally lowered the price on it, so it is ready for this. It's $13.67. Come on, you spent $600 on your flash. You're $13 away from getting awesome images. I hear it. I'm seriously, people hit me up on Twitter and on Facebook, and they're like, oh my gosh, it changed everything for me. It's 13 bucks in print. The print version, the ebook is even cheaper. It's not as good as the print book because the print book it's print. Go order it on Amazon. Go get it right now. Just say, I'm going to listen to the grid in the background. I'm going to go order that. There it goes. Sarah says, it is awesome. Mine came Monday. Ever so thankful. Thanks, KelbyOne crew. Blow it up. Okay, back to our story. Let's look at another image, shall we? Oh, no, it's break time. Boom, too late. See? See how it is when you start talking about prizes? We'll tell you how to win these prizes later. Hey, we're going to take a break. That's what I said, break time. It's break time on Juan's birthday. Now's a good time to go to Amazon and buy Juan presents. While you're there and you're getting my book, get something nice for Juan. So stick around. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Howdy, folks. Moose Peterson here. Brand new class on the Nikon D850. This is a beautiful camera. It has all the speed, it has all this quality. How do you make the most out of it? That's what we're going to cover. Basics like what these buttons do, how you can reassign the buttons to do something else, customized for your photography. How about all these menu settings and all these options? They're complicated. We go through all those. You even get a PDF of all my settings so you're good to go right from the box. At the same time, we're going to talk about time-lapse, video, all the great fun this camera can bring and get the most quality. So make sure to check it out exclusively here on KelbyOne.
Hey, this is Justin Wudjack with 375 Photography in Atlanta, Georgia. Are you a photographer that wants to make the jump into video and you just don't know what to do? You were too nervous to hit that video button in the back of your camera, or what editing program to use? Well, guess what? We have the answer right here on this brand new course at KelbyOne. We're going to walk you through everything that you need to know on to understand video, to shoot video, but most importantly, to edit it and to have a final product that will add an additional income stream to your business. So be sure to check out this course.
Hello, I am Trey Ratcliffe, and I'm here to show you some new software. I just completed a new course for KelbyOne for this thing called Photograph Pro. What's Photograph Pro? Well, it allows you to take any still image and animate it. You know, there's not a lot of new stuff in photography nowadays, and this thing to me is just incredible. It might look a little complex, but really anyone can do this. And just super fun. I think you're gonna have a blast with it. Oh, I could just look at that all day. Remember, this is a single photo. This is a picture I took in the Valley of Fire. Man, I just can't get enough of this stuff. I love it. I love it. And I hope you love it too. All right, well, come sign up for the class. You'll have a great time. We go through lots of examples together. I can't wait for you to see this software. So join me.
Howdy, folks. Moose Peterson here in sweltering Tampa, Florida. Whole brand new class on Nikon wireless flash. Yeah, taking this brand new technology, taking all this great stuff, applying it to what we have to do as photographers, milled light, quick, seamlessly, and most importantly, having fun. So make sure you check out my class exclusively on KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Tamron, professional photographic lenses.
Now. Ha. Oh, let's show another commercial. What the heck? Oh, hey! Hi, we're back. How are you? Hey, there was a lot of moose there. It was a moose fest. Moose! All right, so a couple important things. Number one, you know what's coming up soon? Photoshop World. Photoshop World Orlando. It's the only Photoshop World of the year. It is in Orlando, Florida, May 31st through June 2nd. You know what happens at that Photoshop World? All of the instructors that are KelbyOne instructors that you love. And guess who's there for the first time this year? Tracy Sweeney, teaching at Photoshop World. Woo, woo! All right, so T Sween will be there. Everybody wear your T Sween Team Sween. Team Sween, come on. I think I just coined something. Team Sween. Wouldn't like nice shirts, right? You wear to the... Anyway, Tracy will be there. She's teaching at the conference. It's going to be awesome. And if you get your room right now, we're at the Hyatt Convention Center in Orlando. So we're in Orlando, Florida. You can stay right where we're all staying. You can stay where I'm staying. You can stay where Tracy Sweeney's staying at the Hyatt, the beautiful Hyatt Regency Orlando. They got a gorgeous convention center, so we don't have to walk through the beautiful Hyatt Convention Center to get to the old Orlando Convention Center anymore. Nope, we're all in the Hyatt. We have the whole place, guys. It's just us. No other conferences going on, nothing. We own that place. You, me, and 1,000 other photographers, Photoshop lovers, Lightroom users. Go to photoshopworld.com, make plans to come right now. All right. You know who will be there? Cheeky Nando. Cheeky Nando. Cheeky says, shall I bring a baby to photograph?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, you don't have a baby, so we'll have rental babies there. Don't worry. All right. Craig Byers says, I love it. Now I got to get a Platypod Ultra. And then Alan says, why can't we get a Platypod in Europe? Alan, you can get a Platypod in Europe. You can win one here in the grid. We'll ship it anywhere. You know why? Because Jen pays for the shipping, and she's loose with money. It's weird. She doesn't care. Jen's like, I don't care where these people are. I'm going to ship them one. Ann Robbins says, I used my Platypod for some low baseline photos at a basketball game the other day. It worked beautifully. Yeah, it's the greatest. Jock's Photo, this is important, says, somebody tweet this. Jack Resnicki is the Perry Mason of photographers. Dun, 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 dun. Wait a minute, that's not the Perry Mason theme. That was Get Smart, wasn't it? Oh, crap, forget that. Moving right along, let's look at some more images here. Hey, Rose, oh my gosh, Rose Kieran is booked at the Hyatt. She's coming from New Zealand. Oh, Rose, we're going to have a special event for grid viewers. You got to come. It's going to, oh man, Rose is there. I know, that's so awesome. I probably already knew that, but I'm reading it like for the first time. But I'm excited. I love Rose. Rose rocks. I know. Let's see. Let's take a look at this. Hey, what about this picture right here? That's beautiful. I took that. Okay, and it's not me. Someone sent it in. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes.
Should I say it or should you say it?
Same photographer?
Say that's it.
I knew
How
what
could
you're
the photographer that took this incredibly awesome photo? What happened here and here?
Totally different photos.
Is it the same couch? I think it's the same couch. No, it's
No,
not the
it's
same
not.
couch. Seriously, this is absolutely gorgeous, right?
Agreed. Well, I'll start here and then. So yes, but then I'm confused because the next image has a matte effect, which is just totally different. Just totally different.
Completely different.
Completely different.
And angle and everything.
Everything. Yeah. I'm very confused. Are we sure that this is the same photographer?
I think it's the same photographer. It's all in one folder. I mean, it's like, it really literally does not look like.
No.
Now, what it could be is they took these a long time ago and then they've gotten
Sure.
incredibly good.
So this is an amazing photo. I love,
Oh, yeah.
love the styling, the positioning, the child in the denim where she's got her leg crossed and her hand propped up ever so slightly. The fact that the hat is not interfering with anyone else's face or distracting. The little girl's facial expressions,
The
the red
background,
pop, the background is
the
perfect.
leading
everything's focused.
lines.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'll go back to this for a second. The only critique I have here is that I can pretty much guarantee you that background has been duplicated. So I think one tree existed and then it was duplicated and then it was copied onto.
What just happened? Sorry.
Yep.
So these two trees are probably flipped.
Correct. Which
And these two trees are probably
correct,
flipped.
the whole thing. So
The whole thing's flipped.
Yes. So
Do we care?
yes, I do care. Because I can see it, and because I love the sense of the balanced framing. But when doing this, don't make it obvious. So instead, if you're gonna do that, then take
Change
out a
your branch, yep,
exactly, liquefy a little bit, blend in the
you know what?
fence.
We probably wouldn't, if you'd have taken out this,
We wouldn't know.
that one right there, and maybe that little one, you wouldn't really notice that much.
Exactly.
Maybe change a branch here, but still a lovely shot.
Oh, it's darling.
but
that's where again.
that's not our biggest concern. This is where our concern starts.
Absolutely.
Harsh flash. So one of the things that makes this shot so awesome to me, now I'm not a professional family photographer, but just for looking at this from the technical standpoint, the fact that the background is so out of focus that it separates the family from the background.
Absolutely.
Here, they just blend right in. Their hair blends into the tree behind them.
And what's challenging in general is when we have a large group, because if you're going to try and separate your background, obviously you're shooting with a wider aperture and you've got more people to focus on. And here you have many layers. And I don't know what the shade situation was. I can tell that obviously that's probably high noon there because we have bright white in the background. But I think we needed to move these subjects far away from these trees so that they didn't blend in. So even if you need to shoot with an f-stop that's much higher than you maybe prefer for separation, you can still move the subjects away.
Now, I know we're spending a lot of time on this one, but is it possible, Tracy, that this looks like this was shot from a distance with like a 70 to 200 or something, zoomed all the way in, like at 150 or 200. And here, you went with a wide angle lens. So even if you're at f2.8, everything's still going to be in focus. It doesn't help you. You'd have been better off to back way, 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 way up. And with a big group like this, you'd have to back up further than you would with 4 people. But you got a couch. The couch takes up a reasonable amount of space.
Absolutely.
Look at this couch. The couch, width-wise, is about the same width-wise.
As the trees. Looking at these trees again, too.
You thinking they're flippy? Oh,
Well,
they're
they
flip
are.
trees.
See? If you look at the middle of the tree, that's how you can tell.
This is a little thing, and that's a little thing.
I think these might have been put in afterwards.
You think they were added afterwards?
I'm not 100% on that, but...
All right, one more thing, and this is something that always catches my eye, Tracy. They have an overall kind of cool color cast on them. People look better warm, and it's not very warm.
Absolutely.
So, So, anyway, so if this is where you're at today, you have incredibly great promise.
Absolutely.
And we're going to hope these are your older shots.
And just one quick notation on the little boy. Go back. It's just one thing to consider when shooting children. Get lower.
Yeah.
Get lower. When you're shooting children, get low. It's one of my biggest tips. Because if you look at where the grass line is coming through, it's kind of chopping right through his head right there.
Yeah.
And you can get a much better perspective by backing up and just getting low.
All righty. Hey, so I'm going to pop out of this for a second. And so thank you. I want to go show you something. Don't anybody move. Don't breathe. Don't make a sound. All right, so
Dash Studio. Sorry, my fault. It was already taken. Stinker.
it's okay.
When I first started.
All right, now I just put a dash and it gave me that. Hold on. Oh my gosh, Google's killing me today. Don't move, don't breathe, and don't make a sound. All right. So can we take a look on screen? So this is Tracy's homepage. Right, and when you were talking about shooting low and what a difference it would make, so look at this angle here, and I want to see a couple more in a minute, but these lower angles make such a difference. Look, the horizon line isn't going through there. Look at this, like you had to be laying down to do this, but look what kind of image that creates. That low angle is so important. Now, if you don't want to get down on the ground, get a platypod. Somebody just wrote something about platypod. Craig Byers says, "I love it. Now I got to get a platypod." And Bjorn says, I think it's Torbjorn says, "The platypod is tempting. Is it as good as you say it is?" Ask anyone. No, they're awesome. It's well. I mean, here you're having people like Ann Robbins who just wrote in. Yeah, they're great, but you have to use one and then you'll go, oh. All right, so I wanted you to see, look at this shot right here. This one kills me. We were looking at this. We were talking about this shot on the show today. But, yeah, such beautiful work.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at another. Let's go to another. Okay. So let's just jump over here. And we'll look at all 3 photos. We'll start here. Thoughts, comments?
Well, as a collection, I know we're going individual, but I see sentiment in all 3, so that makes me happy because I feel a connection in all of them. So they're beginning right away. I can feel something. Good eye contact. Sorry, I always
We're all
do this when I'm with
leaning
you. I
in.
look for focus, and I think it looks pretty focused.
Yeah, pretty sure.
On the face, sharp. I love those. I love baby rolls. It's probably shot during the bright day. Sometimes you just cannot avoid that because of the child's disposition. Certain times, that's one of the challenges you face with shooting children. That sounded awful. Photographing children. Yeah. If you can help it, then yeah, I would probably still tuck in a little bit. But overall, it's a nice bright image and yeah, pleasing. I love mom's expression here. I love the daughter, or perhaps.
Do we need to see all of this down here?
That's what I was gonna just say. I wish that it wasn't cropped out. I really do. Sometimes, again, some of these challenges, if you shoot, because I can tell that the background is nice and there's nice bokeh there. So
Can
sometimes people don't have the
we-
real estate. That's what the challenge is.
Sorry.
You can crop in, right? Yeah.
How about, that's a much stronger
I agree.
picture.
I'd go just a little bit more above the bow, but otherwise, yeah, I
Oh,
totally
yeah.
agree.
I got a little
totally agree with
too
you, though.
aggressive with the bow.
Yeah. Because the information there, when I say information, like that hand that's hugging her, is not as essential. We recognize that there's this close connectivity. That's what I'm looking at, is the face and the facial expression. So it's a much stronger image now that it's nice and close up. So I totally agree with you.
Hey, Melanie Kern Favilla just dropped in, and she's answering to Bjorn's. Oh my gosh, I'm saying your name so wrong. Sorry. A question. She goes, "It's as good as he says it is." It's better, actually. So it's better than I'm saying it is. Bruce Williams says, Tracy is such an amazing photographer. I've been trying to duplicate some of her shots to up my game. Well, that's a very nice
That's
compliment.
really nice. Thank you, Bruce.
All right, so we know what to do in that one. I kind of overly zoomed in there, and here. Hey, can I point out the thing that drives me crazy?
Please do.
Skin tone. It's too blue. It's
Warm it up.
It needs to warm up the skin tone. But outside of that,
I agree. My images are really warm. I actually shoot in cloudy mode, always.
I do too.
You do?
Outdoors.
Yeah,
First thing I do is
me
put it in
too.
cloudy. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, because it gives you that little bit of extra warmth.
Always. Yep, no matter. Sunny days, doesn't matter.
And I shoot landscapes in cloudy. I do. If I go outside,
Interesting.
cloudy.
Yep, agreed. So yes, I can see the blue hue and then obviously the distraction of the highlight in the upper left-hand
Yeah.
corner.
It's drawing your eye over here when you're supposed to be looking right here.
Exactly.
Cute little boy, though, right?
Darling, and I like his expression, his hand placement.
All right, so if you had, what advice would you give this photographer if you had to say, okay, here's what you can do to up your game?
So the nice thing is this, like I can see this photographer gets the technical side as far as the sharp images and exposure and working with children. I can tell that children are engaged. I see photos all the time of children and they just look as though there's no connection between the child and the photographer. And here I see that all three of these children are connected in some way, whether with the photographer or at least with the other subject in the image, and that means more than anything. So just some small technical things, some highlights definitely to work with, some coloring. I think a lot of these things I'm talking about would be really easy adjustments in Lightroom.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you. Good advice. Let's take a look at the next one here. I call this snowy love. I call this a family that knows the family that's in snowy love. Oh, look at the doggies in front. The terriers. Oh my gosh, those are so sweet. And this is real life.
I'm guessing this is a holiday card, is my guess.
That's cute.
It's my guess.
And Apple thanks you for your patronage.
So this is another case where I'm trying to figure out, all three images feel very different.
They do have a very different feel.
Yeah. So this is, I'm guessing, well, is this the same family as the next?
No.
No, that's different. No.
No, that's 4 girls.
Okay. Some of these things are out of the photographer's control, perhaps, just with like wardrobe and styling. It sort of confuses me a little bit with the blanket and then the stripe on the girl's shirt. It's just distracting
Oh yeah, the striped
elements.
blanket wouldn't have been a great choice with
And then even where the dogs because they're dark in color, get juxtaposed against the darker sweater. You didn't even notice them until afterwards because you were
Right.
already looking at all the subjects, and then the sort of statues that I'm going to say the wrong bird in the background.
Yeah, this thing coming out of here.
What is that?
That's a green bird.
Okay.
That's
That's a
I took
green-
Moose
that's the technical term.
Peterson's class. That's a And Rick will point out that is a light bird.
That's a rare
And this
green
is
bird.
a rare green bird.
So it almost looks as though it's propped on her shoulder, even though I know that it's in the background. So there's just a lot going on. There's just a lot of
And
elements.
the
here.
backgrounds, being in focus like that,
Way
shooting
too
it
in
at
focus.
F11.
Even that house is in focus all
Yeah, you got a house
the way back
all the way
there.
across the street here. It's nice to
Yeah.
see that antenna.
So this is a great example. Bring everyone here in. Get them like the gal with the striped shirt in. Have her come in even closer. Have everyone hug in really tight in this one.
Yeah.
Shoot with a wider aperture and just get a really lovely huggy shot. And don't worry as much about like full body because that's what I think would be much more endearing. Pick up the dogs. You know, they don't have to be.
Oh, yeah, pick up the
you know,
dogs.
pick 'em up. They look like they might have even. No.
Those are cute dogs. You think they were added later?
I can't decide.
Nah, I don't think so.
No?
I think
Okay.
they were really there.
They were there.
But you know what? Warm them up. Warm up everybody. Put that background
Yes.
out of focus.
And a good way to check if someone's warmed up or not is to look at the white. So if you look at that image, you can see mom's shirt or whomever is the in front.
Little
It's
bluish,
blue.
yeah.
So that's a good way to just check.
Yep. Nice family. I mean, nice
Oh,
looking
darling
family,
family.
and nice dogs.
Beautiful people.
I don't know why I like those terrier dogs. Now, I happen to have the cutest dog in the world, Maggie the Wonder Dog, but still. All right. So, and this is the one that makes you, because this is like, from a technical standpoint, carried out really well, and then this one has no technical standpoint.
Agreed.
And this is kind of a, just a fun.
And then on the other hand, I understand the challenges. If you're photographing for a client, they want everyone look. Sometimes people want everyone looking and smiling, and that's just really challenging in and of itself. So I feel like that's what she was competing with in the other image, or he, or whomever shot this. So this image, yeah, technically it's a good shot. I would include.
Background's way out of focus.
It's way out of focus. I would just maybe back up a little bit so you include his whole head so it wasn't chopped off at the top there. But that might be just a cropping even on the computer. I can't really tell. And include his right hand since we have a few of the fingertips. Maybe just
Yeah,
bring
the
those
fingertips thing is bad. You don't want to chop off digits right down
Yeah.
here. That's not good.
there. Yeah, and then his other hand on the other, where the wrist would meet on the other side of the frame, right?
It's snowy.
Yeah.
It's snowy love. All right, Marie says, the last set with the baby in pearls were mine. Thanks for the excellent feedback.
You're welcome, Marie. Those were darling.
All right, so if we had to give this photographer like one thing to tell them how to up their game.
I think that this photographer could learn a little bit more about depth of field. I think that would actually be one thing to just study a little bit.
That was kind of catty. Get it? Catty? Oh, sorry. Okay, all right, I agree. Totally agree. But what's weird is they have this one great, amazing depth
I
of field
think so.
shot. Yeah.
I think that the photographer was really close, and it happened in a nice, authentic way.
Authentic way. I call this one Blues Man with a flugelhorn.
So all three of these images are images that are actually really awesome. That this is where I'm like, if I could get my hands on processing them right now, I could totally boost these. Go back to that first one. Now, I love how he's holding his instrument. I love how his hat is tilted.
Right. I love that.
Want the photographer to get lower. Just get a little
Get
lower.
lower.
So we can get the road lower and then get more of the trees in the background so that road isn't coming out of the shoulder there to the left. It would be so powerful.
This would make a big difference.
Huge.
I think that photographers don't realize how much perspective, especially with children, but just perspective in general makes a big difference.
So watch me shoot in my family video. I'm almost embarrassed when I see my behind the scenes because I am legitimately like squatting. I am laying down. I am so low to the ground.
You are. You're
when I'm
very low to the
shooting.
ground.
And you can see it in the video. So if you're wondering when I keep saying get low, like how low I mean, check it out in the family course.
And you can't tell on the grid here because certainly I am taller than her, but in real life she's only 3 feet 2. 4'2", 5'2". Anyway, no, but you're literally laying on the ground. You're laying. Your elbows are supporting you. You're down.
Always make a tripod
we're
for the
going
body.
to take a break here in just a sec, and hopefully maybe have we already seen her ad for her class, for her shooting class? Nick, can you see? Can we find the trailer, not the ad, the trailer for her
The family course.
the family portraits class that maybe we could run, so you can see kind of a little bit of her. All right, we're working on that. Rabina Owen. Oh, I'm sorry, Robin Owen. Sorry, it's an old joke. It just never gets old. We love her. Says, hello, Grid family. Hi, Robin. Rabino. I'm going to read Bruce's comment, and then we'll finish up with this. Bruce Williams says, my biggest issue with newborn photography after 5 shoots is that the babies are too cranky. I've tried every trick Tracy uses, including warm rooms, white noise, bouncy ball, laser, death laser. No, he didn't say death laser. Does Tracy have any further advice for cranky, fidgety babies, Tracy?
So all of those things should work if the baby's fed. So I need to know if that baby's really been fed. And then the other thing is the age of the baby. The baby has to be within the first 2 weeks of life for it to be
First
really
2 weeks.
successful. Now, every once in a while, I might have a 3-week-old.
Yeah, they're
that
not
works
cranky
with-
if they're asleep.
Exactly. So I would need a little more information for that comment.
By the way, did we see Maddie the hubby in there? Is the hubby watching? Hubby shout out there. The shout out from the hubby. Oh, that's very nice. All right, let's take a look at our images. So here in this case, I would still warm it up a tad.
Yes.
But the lower perspective, I like. You know what I like? I really like his expression.
I love it. I
And a
love
lot of times
it.
kids, sometimes if they're not smiling, they don't give you anything. But I think he's very
No, there's
expressive.
that connection again. I don't feel like he's disengaged. I feel like he's just
No,
being
he's
him.
engaged.
I start talking to the children right away, and I just start shooting them. They don't even know what I'm doing. And I just talk, and I ask questions, and that's the best way to capture their natural expressions. Yeah. Similar here. I love this. Like, I like her body positioning there. Maybe seeing her bottom foot would be a little bit better, just so that it's not cut off at the limb there. So just a small positioning adjustment, but that was great.
This
Now,
is-
all 3 of these are great. I love the posing. I love the the framing. I think that, again, a little bit more because I do like. And again, this is just personal preference. I just like to post-process, and because I really, really like to add in more of that pizzazz and that color and bring it up a notch. But yeah,
Nicely
these are
done.
great.
All right, we're going to take oh, hey, here's a little tip from Cheryl Brooks Vick. Play classical music. It keeps babies calm. Keeps babies calm.
I use a blow dryer
Use a blow dryer?
for noise,
Oh, for noise. Oh.
soothing noise.
And Jim Kern says, bathe them and feed them 1 week old. We don't have it? Not yet? Oh. Okay. Stall. Do we have like this means, what does this mean? Wrap it up? That means something. Stretch. That's somebody, can you give me that one so I know what we're
Should we
doing?
charades?
Give me a stretch it. Okay. All right. So we're just going to move on. We're going to roll on because I've been given a very clever, no one would ever know watching, but my crew here. It's very subtle. Very subtle. Let's look at some more here. We're doing good. Here we go. We're having a technical problem. I don't know if you noticed. You probably didn't even notice. It's the grid. It's like, But we're having a technical problem. We're on the air, but we can't do anything. Well, this is the first. It's only been 6 years it had to happen. And I think somehow this is a cross between Juan, it's his birthday, that's causing some kind of shift, and Tracy, quite frankly.
Hey.
Just kidding. Hi, everybody. Scott Kelby here. We're back. We're back. That was a... Tracy did something, and the lights went out.
Kick something. I don't know.
There was some cable or something. I think it was very, very bad. Anyway, hey, we've never had that happen before, so it's fun. Okay, so Bruce Williams says, fed, so the baby was fed, but usually 2 to 3 weeks old. I'm having a difficult time getting them early enough. So he's having, I guess, a difficult time getting in that 2-week time frame.
It really makes a huge difference. Babies do wake up after 2 weeks. What I mean by wake up, it's just become more reflexive. They're more used to their environment, and they're not as easily coaxed into positions.
You know, I remember those first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was so restful.
It's really peaceful. It
Oh,
really
it's
is.
I was like sleeping and...
I love it. The parents come in, they're like, "Oh, I have an easy baby. It's gonna be great." I'm like, "Yeah, right
Sure it
now."
Sure it is. You enjoy these 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the best sleep you'll get in a while. Hey, Cheryl says, welcome back. Oh, Bernie. Bernie says, sorry. Bernie says, take the lens cap off. There you go. Good one. Hey, let's go ahead and take a break. I think this way, Tracy can compose herself.
I need it.
She's
Very high stress.
completely stressed. She's freaked out. We're going to look at some babies when we come back. Have you been shooting babies? Let's see them.
Have you ever wanted to learn Photoshop? Of course, everybody wants to learn Photoshop. You know why? It's Photoshop. But here's the thing, it just takes so long. Or does it? What if I could get you up and running and really have you start doing the stuff that people really want to do, and I can have you do it in just 1 hour? If that sounds good to you, come watch my class. It's called Learn Photoshop in just 1 hour. We're gonna cover so many things in just 1 hour. You are not gonna believe how much you're gonna learn. And here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna start it not knowing Photoshop. An hour later, you're gonna go, son of a gun, I know Photoshop. Come with me on this journey. It's 1 hour that will change your life, will teach you an awesome new skill, and it's exclusively here at KelbyOne.
Hello, I am Trey Ratcliffe, and I'm here to show you some new software. I just completed a new course for KelbyOne for this thing called Photograph Pro. What's Photograph Pro? Well, it allows you to take any still image and animate it. You know, there's not a lot of new stuff in photography nowadays, and this thing to me is just incredible. It might look a little complex, but really anyone can do this. And just super fun. I think you're gonna have a blast with it. Oh, I could just look at that all day. Remember, this is a single photo. This is a picture I took in the Valley of Fire. Man, I just can't get enough of this stuff. I love it. I love it. And I hope you love it too. All right, well, come sign up for the class. You'll have a great time. We go through lots of examples together. I can't wait for you to see this software. So join me.
Hey, do you have a mind to travel? If so, you have come to the right place, my friends, because I have a great new class here on KelbyOne called Travel Photography Essentials. In this class, I'm going to cover planning, gear suggestions, photo tips, and workflow. I'm going to take you around the world to some of the favorite places I visited in my travels to more than 100 countries. I'm going to talk about the mood and the feeling of the picture. So check out my class, Travel Photography Essentials, only available on KelbyOne.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hi, we're back. Now, Dave Rich is watching us for the first time. And Dave says, I'm a first-time watcher and I love the show. Dave, I would love to tell you that on a regular show, it's much better than this. This is our best show ever. I don't. It does not get any better. This is absolutely. And I'm working on something I want to show you here, so it's just going to take a second. But I hate to say this, but my Photoshop. I got to quit Photoshop. Everything's breaking today.
Oh my gosh.
Everything is breaking. So give me 1 second. I got to restart Photoshop. You know, why couldn't that have happened last week when the Photoshop product managers were my guests? I had two of the Photoshop, the group Photoshop. Why couldn't Photoshop mess up then? No, couldn't mess up then. Give me 2 seconds. I'm almost done. I just got to, see, now it's working perfect, right? Oh, it gives me a thing. Photoshop quit unexpectedly. Yeah, it wasn't unexpected. Hang on. Don't move, don't breathe, don't make a sound, because I'm going to reveal something that you're going to want badly. Badly. Hold on. And it's going to be the hit of the year.
Are we releasing these at Photoshop World?
Photoshop World for sure. Don't move, don't breathe, don't make a sound. All right, I got one more part of this, because you can't just stop there.
The anticipation.
I know, it's stunning. Let's go with a dark gray. I'm serious, this is going to be worth the wait, and I'm not sure that's true. All right, hold on. And then, oh, I just did something really bad. Oh gosh, I'm better than this at Photoshop. It's not, do not judge me on how badly.
There's probably a course out there.
There's probably is a course out there. Dave Cross or something. Hang on. So close. Here we go. Wait for it. Wait, oh, that's got to move in front. All right, this will be available at Photoshop World. Team Sween 2018. See how it rhymes? Team Sween 2018. That was Juan that did that. Penny Lane Photography says, "Hi, Tracy. I love your class."
Oh, thank you, Penny.
All right, let's get on
Or
it.
Penny Lane. I bet that's a photography name.
Penny Lane is all right. We were looking at these images here before we went down. Here we go.
That's the replication. Of
The
that art.
replication, yeah.
I forget the name of that painting. Same subject? Yes. Yep. I think so.
Thoughts?
I'm seeing skin tone across the board. Light. Here, I'm swinging a little bit.
It looks
Green.
greenish.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna
green.
say the same thing, but I wanted to go
Yeah,
for the studio
people
lights
don't look
here.
good with green.
No.
Except for data.
No, I like the styling. I understand the intention of this photo, and I appreciate the objective
Yeah, the nod.
style.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Here. Good image. I would boost color. I mean, across the board, I think it's nice. I don't think her expression is totally in it. Like, I feel like she needs to be either warmed up, either physically warmed up, or actually like warmed up with whomever's taking the photo. Same thing here. She just seems disengaged to me, and that's the biggest thing that I need to see from a subject is some sort of connectivity. It doesn't have to be a smile, but it has to be something that's an expression that's coming out.
Yeah.
So
From a technical side, she's blue. Her hair's blue. And not enough light made it to this side of the face. Like, the brightest thing here is her ear. And that's on a portrait, that's not what you're looking for. You could have positioned her to where you'd get maybe a little Rembrandt-y triangle of light on this side of the face, or but it's just this is like right here is where your eye is drawn.
even if her chin just went toward the light, it would make a significant difference.
Yeah, it would make a big difference. So got a little bit of work to do, but you're on your way though, because the light's really nicely controlled here.
It is.
Right? The color
tones.
is the tones are funky, but the color's good.
Absolutely.
Here, expression.
Expression. That's it. Yeah. From a technical side, there's
And here,
nothing
too.
wrong with that expression. Absolutely.
Expression and a little bit of stuff. Looking, Sarah says, Tracy is so popular, she's crashing the grid.
I love that. Is what happened. Why
That-
did I not think of that?
Man, I know.
Why did
That was my fault.
I wish I would have thought of that.
Jim says, I think the placement and propping with blankets and towels and stuff is so key to getting the look right.
It's everything. Absolutely.
It really is. All right, let's take a look.
Here goes some newborns.
Baby.
Okay.
Baby. Aww. Aww.
Adorable kiddo. These look more like snapshots to me at this point. So definitely just practicing with the genre, I think. There's a lot here that I want to see the
Cute
baby's
little
face.
baby,
He's
though.
darling.
Well, that's really underexposed. This is
Darling,
underexposed by like a ton, like 2 stops.
Honestly, that doesn't even bother me as much as just that I can't even see the baby. So if we're trying to take
Yeah.
photos, or even from beyond the technical, at least I want to see the baby.
See the baby, yeah.
And this one's the opposite. It's overexposed and
Yeah, the blanket is really, really, really bright.
really bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a cute baby, though.
Very cute baby.
All righty, let's go here.
I hate flag. Well, I shouldn't say this. I didn't mean to say it that way. Flagpoles are so distracting in an image as a person.
It's not what she said. She hates flags. She
I
says,
just flagpoles in the image.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but she says she doesn't hate them
Stop
if
it.
they have a Soviet flag.
Stop it.
It's her words,
Don't
not
you
mine.
dare get me in any sort of trouble. Oh, distracting flagpoles. Any poles, actually.
Right.
Telephone poles.
Playground poles.
Just poles in general.
You know what? This
in
would.
images.
Can I tell you something? Post-processing wise,
Amazing.
This
I totally agree.
you
the
throw some-
light and the
you-
hair, beautiful.
you throw some yellow on here, like really warm this up.
I would warm
in
this up
post.
so much in post.
Can we do that? Oh,
I would add a lot of contrast in post. I would bring down my highlights. I would add into light into my shadows. Pop a little magenta in there to bring down that green. Yeah. Take the highlights down to the left. Bring some light into the shadows to the right. Get in there already. Take my blacks.
I gotta crop this a little too, because
Yeah.
showing playground equipment
Totally
isn't.
great. Poles. Yep. There you go. And I would even bring it up a little bit. Give us a little bit more sky and crop off the bottom a little.
You want to crop off the bottom a little?
Yeah,
All right.
a little bit. Yeah.
And that's, and we'll let you see.
Take that clarity slider. Here's a little trick. Take the clarity slider to the left.
Just soft, give a little glow to it.
Yeah. already so much different.
Yeah, and
Popping
that's
it up.
like a 15
God, that was like a
second
quick.
fix, but
it's
yeah.
more saturated than, but exactly.
But there's some good things going on here. That backlighting is really nice.
Beautiful.
And nice expression and a sweet moment.
Oh, and and what I would really do too in the HSL panel, I play a lot, and I would swear I would actually take the orange and just lift it off of her skin, and I think that you really take the
In the
and
saturation?
luminosity.
Oh, in the luminosity?
Yeah.
You want to pull it off?
Yeah, a little bit, just her skin tones to help it a little bit, so they weren't so orange. Helping a little bit.
Better?
Yeah, a little bit better. We play, but we get the point here. And then even saturating those beads in red. There's a lot you can do here, but that's a great image, and I think you were right. It just needed to. It just looked like it was straight out of camera, which I actually love because if
Yeah.
that's straight out of camera, that's awesome.
But you can take it a little further and make it ooh la la.
Yeah, certainly.
Technically, I think this is nice.
I agree. There's just those distracting elements. Those could be cleaned up in Photoshop too.
Yeah,
Just
and
take
it
those
needs to be
people out of
warmer.
there. Oh
Needs
my
to
God,
be
look at
warmer.
that difference already.
Warmer. You know what else too?
Saturate that blue.
There's a lot of extra stuff in here you really don't
Those
need.
are the distracting elements, yeah.
And like this other person, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get rid of them.
That's going to be like a clone job, I think.
That's gonna be a little cloner-rooney.
Yep, yeah, you're going to crop in too much, and I don't like when we have
Yeah,
too much
no,
on the
I
side.
know. I was trying to get rid of that. Well, that's a little better though, but it's not quite where we want to be.
No, that's one I would definitely take into Photoshop. But I love the expression in the boys. Very
Yeah.
endearing, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about, the connectivity. See, they look really
Yeah,
natural and
yeah.
comfortable, and I think that's darling.
Yeah, they look like
This
nice.
photographer's doing some
Brr.
good things.
Brr.
Just needs some. I think this is all about some post-processing.
All right, let's see what we got here.
There's a consistent mood here, but these heavy vignettes.
I was going to say 2012 call. They want their vignette back.
I wouldn't have said it like
Oh,
that,
I'm
but
sorry.
yeah,
I take that back. I take that back.
Yes, I was leaning towards something to that effect. Exactly. Take those vignettes right off of all those. This one is a little bit moodier. I see the effect maybe looking like foggy, but no. We'll just take the vignette off of it altogether.
So your advice to this photographer, because it looks like their angles are fairly low. I think they could have gotten lower here, right?
I love her positioning, though. I like that where she's
Yeah,
placed.
she's off center,
Yep.
and she stands out among those of
Absolutely.
sea oats. Are those sea oats?
It's like
I get five
seagrass,
seagrass cramp. Sorry, I was close. Dude, I said a
That's
bad
my
word.
technical term,
I said a bad word.
seagrass.
Bad word. It's a bad word.
This would be that image of the child against the seagrass. That would really be beautiful in post processing. I can tell where I would
it would,
play
you know
with
what
that
this would look
sky,
nice
really
on
pop
a
it.
canvas
It would look
too.
beautiful on a canvas
Because
with
the canvas
that texture.
would make it a little softer. And
Yeah.
you know what it is? This is just me talking. This really seems like a crafted picture. This seems like, oh, there's my daughter coming down the
Sure,
street.
sure.
This one seems more snapshotty.
And I always say there's a place for both because,
Oh, yeah.
again, if you're shooting clients versus shooting your own children, I mean, there's certainly a place for both. But when we're talking about actually critiquing, then in that sense, I
Yeah.
mean, we're obviously going to be a little tougher. But
Here, not seeing them at all is
no.
not awesome.
And it's not, and I don't mind not seeing children. Some of my best work is like you can barely see the child, you can only see their back, but there's no story here. So if I could see the children, I could see that there was an animal popping through that fence that they were looking at. Now I understand the story.
Yeah,
now
like
I
a
understand
rabid
what's going on.
dog or like an angry
Something
wolf.
definitely
or
rabid.
Something rabid. Something really
the children
like
would be
foaming.
running. That
yeah.
wouldn't even make sense.
Oh, look, it'll never be able to reach us. Oh,
Like
I
a
was wrong.
lamb,
Like
perhaps,
two
or-
angry pit bulls. Just, no. How about two little Scotty
You're
dogs?
too funny. These feel like school pictures to me, like preschool pictures. I like add an actual physical,
Yeah, like-
like
yeah.
this is what you got for your kids' preschool pictures.
Unfortunately, that's not a compliment.
I didn't mean it not to be. I just really understand the objectives in any of these. They're just snapshots.
Yeah, they're snapshotty. With a vignette.
Those nice vignettes. What happened was we went back in time today.
We did. We took
When-
time.
when-
Time traveling.
When the power went out, we went back in time.
I think it is.
That's what actually
we went
happened.
back before Juan's birthday. Juan's birthday. Da, 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 da,
It's
da.
Phil's
You
birthday.
say it's
just-
Juan's birthday.
It's just 5 years ago.
Okay, that cat looks as disengaged. The little girl is
like
a doll.
in pain,
This cat has left the scene.
That's the trick with the animals. You have to make sure they
Don't
look
work with
comfortable,
animals.
too.
Don't work with animals. That's
that
why
what-
we don't work with animals. Now, it's tilty. You have the.
I was just looking at that.
Does a tilty bother you, or is it like?
It bothers me, but if you fix it, you're gonna crop out her feet. I have a
Yeah.
feeling,
Every once in a while, you can get away with the
Yeah.
tilty. It looks okay. I don't think this is one of
No,
them.
I
But,
agree.
But the light's nice. It's flattering for her. It's cute.
I
The
have a
Cat's bad.
the cat's bad.
Bad cat.
I agree. The styling is a little bit leaning toward an older styling as well too. Like it's in all the cartooning there on the shirt. Okay.
This isn't really a family shot.
No, it's not.
It's a senior portrait.
But it could be. But it's child related.
But, I don't think she's actually a senior. I mean, usually you want them over 60, 65 years old. She looks a little young for that. That's just, he looks sad.
He does look sad. He does not want his picture taken.
I don't want my picture taken. I hate this tie. I hate this tie. And I
Everything
hate
about
my
this.
job on Wall Street.
Go backwards.
I want to go live with Jen. Aunt Jen. Right? Isn't that what he's saying? That's what I'm getting out of this. Am I reading too much into it? Is it me? No, Jen says it's okay. All right, don't read too much into it.
So of the three, the middle one of the potential senior, I like the framing. I always like using arches and whatever you have there. A lot of light coming in our
Kind of bright back
Right,
over here.
Exactly.
So you know what would have helped that? Now, getting a little lower would have put these trees up higher and it would have filled in that.
the whole thing.
Filled the whole thing.
And I would have even backed up a little bit more and gave more of that, more white space, depending on
Yeah.
how much of that wall was present. But I
Yeah.
would give myself, or I could even create that in Photoshop and give
All
myself
right.
much more.
We
white.
have just a couple more. We might be close to making it.
Through.
Well, on time.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. We've seen this. A duplicate.
have.
Duplicate.
Made it done.
Nope. We still got two more. Baby.
Nice catch light.
Baby boy. And the set goes silent. So you know what I say in situations like this? Seriously. I say, Tracy?
All right, we'll go through all three of these quick because I know we're running out of time. Great catch light. Again, just trying to make the child engaged a little bit more.
Yeah. You don't want
the
the comment to be great catch light.
Yeah, I know I'm looking though. I know. Well, no, because I love looking at eyes, so that's just me
I know.
as a personal thing.
No. I love eyes. We all love. I mean, when it's a portrait of people, though, I don't
Yeah.
know what is more important than the eyes and the mouth.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's I'm assuming this is going to make a quick assumption, but this photographer's these probably all three of her children. This is a total assumption, or his children, and we have a bell dress here, which is obviously Disney princess matched up with a, reindeer. The styling is very confusing, very confusing. And similarly here, I get the sentiment of Christmas morning jammies, but it just seems confusing.
All right, so let's. I would say this. We got to say something good here. I think that
Very cute kids.
very cute kids, adorable kids, and really not bad light.
No,
Like
the lighting, I agree.
wise, it actually has
This
a
one-
professional lighting look.
No, you're right.
So now it's just time on these two images to work really on the styling.
I agree.
So give us a couple of styling tips. So if you could talk to this photographer and say, okay, here's how we know that there's an expression issue there.
Yeah.
And the lighting still is not really bad.
So
It's actually okay.
You don't have to overstyle, but simplify. So if this is jammy day, that's great. Like just find a simple jammy, like all gray or something just really solid. Like not
like
with anything
solids?
gimmicking. I do. I like solids as opposed to patterns, typically speaking. Definitely don't like the gimmicky items, which I know that all our pajamas have those. All my kids had those too. They were covered in spit up, but if I want to take a picture, maybe just put them in like a solid one that I do.
What would you say
cleaner.
for these two?
Same thing. Christmas jammy shots can be really cute, but just like a solid red to go along with the matching the earmuffs, and because it has a commercial. Since you mentioned the lighting, it is nice lighting. It has more of a commercial.
It does have a commercial
feel,
look, yeah.
So make it look commercial then. Solid red, solid green, something really simple, and then we can focus on the kids' expression. Because instead, I'm focusing on just Snoopy everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. The Snoopy does pull you.
Yeah. And then same
And
thing
Belle.
here. So Belle dress is just confusing. So similar. So I actually like that she's looking up. She's
You know, it's-
peering. The hands are cute in the hat. Come down a little lower. Get all the hands in there and something solid.
It's
Sorry.
a tale as old as time.
Song as old as rhyme.
Beauty and one beast.
Barely.
Juan
even
is not a
friends.
beast. All right. I
At
think
least
this is
knew
our
your
last
songs
one.
This time.
I think this.
Do you remember that?
Did I have bad songs before?
No, you were singing like a hot dog song or something. I didn't know.
The
I don't
Armor
know. I
hot
felt
dog song?
silly.
Do you not
I
know
can't
the
remember what
Armor?
it was.
All right, can I tell you
Someone
something?
even reblogged
No.
about that
Okay.
one episode
All
of
right,
me not
can I tell you
knowing the
something?
song.
Let me tell you something. You have nothing to worry about. Can I tell you something? Jen of all people that I know, knows the least amount
She's
of pop
younger than me.
culture. If you mention things like Mr. Whipple, do you recognize Mr. Whipple? Please don't squeeze the Charmin.
Sure do. Of course I do. Of course I do.
We can't expect Juan to. Juan, do you recognize Mr. Whipple? Do you recognize Mr. Whipple? Yes, thank you. Our one studio audience person. Was it Monica? I was going to say Melissa. It's Monica. Monica, you're welcome to come back and be our sole audience person anytime. Thank you for Monica knew. But Jen knows none of them. Now I realize that Tracy also knows none. Don't know the Armor hot dog song? Hot dogs. Armor hot dogs. The dogs kids love to
Here we go.
fight. All right.
I brought it up. It's my fault.
This is our last one. If we get through this, we can do giveaways and get the crap out of here.
Sorry.
All right. They got their dog. Their
They've
dog
got
stands
their
out
dog.
because
They've
it's
got their family shot. Everyone is
way
looking.
overexposed and flat.
Beautiful
That's why
people,
we
but
can
yes.
see your dog.
Yes. Exactly.
Don't expose just for the dog.
No. You just hit
Well,
on the
this
head.
is a nice family,
No,
though.
I just
and
said
they're
the
not-
same thing. They look darling. There's the dog.
Fake smile.
No, I don't.
It looks like that smile where
Little
you go,
forced,
come on. Yeah, it looks
Kids
forced.
go through that age sometimes. It's so hard. They
I
think
know.
that's all you get for a while.
I know my daughter
My son's
was
in
like,
it.
gave us like wonderful, incredible smiles, and then she went through the fake smile stage.
Yeah,
She's back
oh,
to real smiles. She's,
Good,
oh
isn't
my
it beautiful?
gosh,
My
she's
son's
so
like in that
gorgeous.
perma, and he's so mad at me. He's like, "Come on, just keep going."
That'll change.
I don't think it was-
We'll have him talk to Monica. All right. So that dog's there, though.
The positioning, this is actually one where I'd probably center frame as opposed to off to the left because there just
Yeah.
doesn't seem any reason for
And
that.
also, is there any reason for them to be blue? All right. Look, this is
warm 'em.
warm them up. Warm them up. Just that little bit of warming. Let me show you what we mean when we say blue.
Yeah.
Look at the image on the left. It's blue.
Again, I always say look at the white coloring. So look at the pants. Now the khakis look like khakis.
Khakis look like khakis. Ever just the same. Same thing here. Now this one needs all kinds of post-production work. So I wouldn't. I mean, I think you should get some more separation from the background.
Absolutely.
You could back up and use a long lens with a low f-stop f4, f5.6, f2, f2.8 if you could do it, and get that background separation. But you know what? I like the grouping of the family.
Oh yeah, I like the positioning. It's really hard to position teenage boys, I find, and they look really natural and comfortable. So that makes me happy.
no,
With
that's
the legs.
good.
I like that they're
but
a little
they
bit
need
different.
warmth and they need contrast.
Definitely contrast.
And I'm not sure they need all of this junk up here.
There's a lot going on. Highlights.
There's a lot going on, and that's a very bad
Yeah.
retouch. But anyway,
Greens are tough too, because I
all
don't
right.
like to oversaturate.
And then we
those.
have
Oh, we have a Patriots fan.
sneaking a
that
Patriots
makes me happy.
fan. You know. Thank you. Sarah says, I remember Mr. Whipple. Age, height requirements met. Boom. Drop the mic. Sarah the Dove Lady. And Robin says, how old are you, Scott? I'm old enough to know Mr. freaking Whipple. Seriously, that was a part of our childhood. So Charmin Tissue had this guy named Mr. Whipple, and their idea was that Charmin toilet tissue was so squeezably soft that people would actually go to the grocery store, would sneak to that aisle, and would stand around squeezing it. And Mr. Whipple, who was already looked pretty stressed, would run down there and yell at them, please don't squeeze the Charmin. Now, wait a minute. Let me just ask this. Do you recognize the phrase, where's the beef?
Yes.
Do you recognize it, Monica? Juan? Jen? No. It sounds familiar. She has
Beef
no,
sounds familiar.
No freaking idea.
Beef,
No. Okay, here's the thing you don't know. Jen is 15. She's 15. She's a millennial. She's a freaking millennial.
You went through all of these last week in my office, and then you like bring them up.
Yeah, I had to bring them up, and I'm in Jen's office. I'm going, search in Google for Mr. Whipple. And she's like, yeah, I've never heard of it. So, how about Where's the Beef? No. You never heard where, like you watch a movie and they still make the stupid jokes about Where's the Beef and you don't just, I have no reference. Can we focus on this dog so we can end this misery of a show?
This is not my genre. I don't photograph pets. Alone.
You know why that dog looks so sad?
Because he doesn't have a companion.
Not because he doesn't have a companion,
Child
because he's
now.
wearing a Patriots
That is
thing. It
the
is,
only thing he has to look forward to right now.
he has a forward to a loss. To be honest with you, I don't see how in the world the Eagles are going to beat
There's
the
no
Patriots.
way.
Nick Foles, this is a backup quarterback. I want anyone to win. Whoever the team I hate the most is, I still want them to beat the Patriots, but it's not going to
I
happen.
do realize where
I know you're from
where I'm
Rhode
coming from.
Island. I know. I'm sorry. Let somebody else win for once in a
All
while.
right.
Starting to be like Alabama Roll Tide. Who said that? Okay. You know it's time to go. But Nick Cronin, Nick. Oh, hey, there's Juan's Instagram. Just boom, appeared. That's random. That is the most freaking random thing of the day. Right there.
There it is.
_ Juan Alfonso. Instagram page just came up. There it is. Look, though, Juan's got some good stuff. Juan's on location. There he is up with
That's
Lindsay
awesome.
Adler. And there's Juan with Meredith. Hey, so we have somebody new switching the show today. The new guy, Jason. Yeah. He's doing a really, he did the webcast today, and he just jumped in and did it.
Awesome.
Like a boss. I think he
Good job.
really,
Yeah.
right?
That's awesome.
He just did it. The guy can switch.
Very cool.
He's a switcher. You know what I like best about him? The way totally random he brought up Juan's Instagram. Just completely just
Decided
like
we needed a little shift.
Juan's Instagram.
Yeah, he's like, you know what,
you know
guys?
what I think it is? I think
I'm
it's the
taking
kill.
over.
I think it's the kill screen.
Yeah.
Like if something goes wrong, you
That's
just
exactly it.
you go to Juan's Instagram.
No.
Yikes. Maddie says, "Go Pats." Your husband.
Yeah.
Go Pats. I understand. I get it. I'm from a football family that has a dynasty at the University of Alabama. Believe me, I understand. So, Nick Cronin, we're going to leave you with words of Nick, and then we're going to win something. Leaning girl with cat should be corrected to vertical
That's what we were
without
talking
cropping
about.
the feet, then repair the true crop corners with some clone stamping.
Sure. Why not?
Tracy's like, sure. What the hell, Nick? Yeah, do it. That sounds good. Lenworth Johnson says, oh my God, this is fun. It's not for us, Len. We're dying. Lenworth, we are dying. All right, we have to answer this
My
one because it's
stomach
Kathy
hurts.
Bateson, and we love Kathy Bateson. She's from Ireland, and all she wants to do is fight, literally. I don't mean like online. She wants to fist fight,
Oh,
when
like-
you meet her in person. She'll
Like
be at
you
Photoshop
specifically
World.
or anyone?
No, anyone. She really is looking
Like
for a bar
cage
fight.
fighting?
Seriously.
Really?
Yeah, she's going to see you at Photoshop World.
She'll wanna
When
hit
you
me?
do, no, just put your guard up.
Okay, be
Just
ready.
get your guard up, and you'll be fine. No, Kathy Bateson is a sweetheart. Kathy, since we're going to ask this question because we love Kathy,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are using the moody look or color grading these days. So, is it just her, or do you think this is
No,
becoming
they
a thing?
are. It's a thing. The matte look's a thing, just like any other thing is a thing. And it can be done really lovely. It just has to be executed well and not just vignetted. And that's
Yeah,
not.
and
that's
not
certainly
just
not
look
going to
like a copycat
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
All
That's
right.
not going to constitute.
Well,
it.
guys, you're going to be surprised, but we've run out of time. Hey, yeah. So Sarah makes a good point. She goes, look at Juan's taking selfies. He takes selfies, but he hates coming on the grid. What's up with that? Here's what it is.
Point made.
Juan wants to control his image. Like, when it's a still, Juan can go, I will only post the ones I want to post in the way I want to post them. Right?
It's a great feed. Look at this color.
It is a great feed.
That's
And there,
what we
look at
should
that
do someday.
serious Juan down there.
I want
Serious
critique
Juan.
feeds. That'd be fun.
He has a pretty feed.
No, I like it a lot. He's in my studio.
One has pretty feet, so it's
His feet,
not
that's
just
what
that.
I was definitely talking
That's
about.
what I thought you said. I'm like, wow, Ron
And then
has
I
got
said I want
pretty
to
feet. I'm
critique
like,
feet because
I'm trying
that's
I'm trying to back you up here, Tracy. I don't know what to say at this point.
I'm also a foot photographer.
Are you a foot photographer?
I can't even say it. That's how good I'm at foot photography. I photograph feet.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come time to.
We are.
You want to know how to win stuff, don't you? Oh, there's Tracy's. Look, there's the selfie, the very first shot. That's embarrassing. Look at these. Look at this. If you're not following Team T Sween, no, just Team Sween, 2018. It's T Sween. Go. Your Instagram is what?
Tracy_Sweeney.
Tracy_Sweeney. And your Twitter is? No, you're not on Twitter, are you?
I am. I think I have like 5 followers.
5 followers? Let's make it 6.
Someone give me another.
Facebook.
Facebook is at /Elan Studio. So my business name is Elan Studio. ELANSTUDIO.
So that's on Facebook?
Yes.
And your, of course, your website is Elan
Studio.com.
Yeah. Don't use the underscore.
Nope.
All right. So you're here taping some classes.
I am.
Tell us about the classes you're doing.
So I'm going to be talking all about the client experience, and specifically about product that you can infuse into your business to provide additional services for your clients, but ultimately to boost the value of your brand and provide added value for your clients. I'm going to be telling you about like my favorite vendors, my favorite products to boost sales and sustainability and profitability in a really saturated market, and really how to separate yourself.
Brilliant at this stuff.
Thanks.
Very, very good. We had a wonderful. She gave people a peek into it today, just a little peek at our webcast, and it was just absolutely wonderful. So and so that's aren't you doing another class?
Right.
This trip only one?
Nope, just one.
We're going to Rhode
Unless-
Island. Load up a truck, Jen. We're going to Rhode Island. One class is not enough. Now, we have other classes of yours. We have your newborn class, we've got your family class, and we're going to get whatever we get when we go to Rhode Island.
Absolutely.
So, all right, we must go. Kevin says, what a great laugh she has. Great show. Cheryl says, it was lovely watching and learning. Stefan, all the way from Australia, says, funniest morning show. Great start for the day. He says, Scott,
I like
not
that.
the most informative, but, surely the most entertaining.
Oh, that's a good
Thank you,
comment.
Stefan.
Thank
You're
you.
very sweet. And Bruce says, Jen, please thank Tracy for coming today. I love her work and her laugh.
Thank you.
And really appreciate her work.
Oh, thank you, everyone.
Well, guys, go to Win Stuff. This book that you could just go buy for $13.67, for goodness sake. Or just, $16.37 or $13 an ebook. Amazon. Oh, sorry. We have to take a drink if we say the word Amazon. It's a drinking thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have to. It's a grid thing. It's a long story.
If I had to drink every time an Amazon box showed up at my door.
I know, but we put liquor in this usually.
Big trouble.
All right. So,
One last thing, if you don't mind.
oh yeah, of course.
I was
Please.
just going to mention if I also have a private Facebook group, which I should have suggested, because that's a great place to get some critique back as well. So you can post your photos.
private
ask for
Facebook. Okay.
Critique is all things child portraiture.
Wait a minute. Is there anything else coming up in June that's exciting?
Oh, there might be.
You've got a book coming out
On Amazon.
on Amazon. Whoa, dilly. So you've got a book coming out,
I do, yes.
and it's amazing pictures of great kids.
It is. Can we pull it up?
We can pull it
Or
up.
can we pull anything up?
Yes.
I do. So it really.
It'll come up in a minute or two, or Juan's Instagram. Either one could. You just don't know.
So it'll be released this June. It's available for pre-order right now, but it's an aggregate of really child photos. So happy, whimsical imagery, really good inspiration for aspiring photographers, but just great heart-happy images. I can't even talk at this point. I just laughed my butt off today, and I can't even finish talking or plugging my own book.
She can't even plug her own book.
There we
I don't
go.
Know. There
Look,
it is.
it's there.
Boom. There it is.
It's a collection of children's images, but it's really fun. There's some different insight throughout, too, about how I... And there we go.
And we're back to Juan's
This is the title
Instagram
page.
feed. You know what? Can I say this, Tracy? Thank goodness we're not actually on a network because this would be the last. They would just pull the show.
This is just
That
great.
would be it.
All right.
Sarah says, thank you for spending time and freezing the grid. Hey, go. Wait, first, go to Amazon, type in Tracy Sweeney, T-R-A-C-Y, no E, T-R-A-C-Y, Sweeney. Go and pre-order it. It doesn't come out till June, but you're going to want it. And order it so you're one of the first ones to get it. Go pre-order it. They're taking pre-orders right now. You know it's going to be insane, and you're going to own a book of inspiration, and it's going to make you want to go take photos just like looking at her website does, but it's curated and all put together by Tracy. So go do that right now.
Beautiful.
Oh, Melanie Kern from Village just says, I bought it.
Oh, thank you.
Melanie is just the most awesome. She's a KelbyOne instructor like you.
Oh, really?
She's
Oh,
awesome.
Oh, thank you, Melanie.
She's really. Have you ever seen her flower photography?
Oh, you know what? Was she recently on the grid? Because I feel like
She was.
I just liked her on 500px. Amazing.
I know, right?
Amazing.
I
Really
know.
dark and bold.
Yes,
Yes. Beautiful.
yes.
I do. Yes.
Her photos are like that, too.
I just discovered her. She's awesome.
Anybody get that?
And I was
Nobody.
like, this
Come
is.
on, no, come on. That was
missed it.
pretty.
I missed
Ah, frick. All right. And Robin says, the drinking may have started early today.
I wish we had that as an excuse.
Sarah says, thank you for spending time and freezing the grid. Carl says, thanks a lot, Tracy. Hope to see you again on the grid. And Jock says, Jock's from Hawaii says, thanks, Tracy and crew, especially Juan.
Thank you.
Well, folks, go to KelbyOne.com/contest or Juan's Instagram page. If you do go to this form right here, our webcast contest form, give us your name, your address, your social security number, and your credit card. No, just give us just your basic stuff. Make sure you say, I'm not a robot, because we get a lot of robots. But you need to tell us what you want to win. Do you want to win the Platypod or you want to win the Flash book? You must tell us, or we'll just send you some random thing from Eric's closet. So anyway, thank you guys. Tracy, you are such a great sport, and you're just so talented and fun. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having me. That was a lot
Monica,
of fun.
you were the best audience we've had in
You were fantastic.
quite some. You were right there when I needed you, and that's what's important. When I needed you, Monica, you were there with Mr. Whipple, and we bonded over that. Juan, happy birthday, buddy. Jen,
Happy birthday.
Jason, congratulations. Great switching in there. He's a switching machine. I think Ron's on the feed today, and thanks to everyone that repaired our moment of when Tracy. It'll always be known as when Tracy
Froze the grid.
froze the grid.
I love that.
Thanks, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next
Bye.
time.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure that was the show.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Westcott, professional photo and lighting equipment.